let's discuss the pros and cons of the 2021 Cadillac Escalade. Pros, of course, first, let's just talk about the styling. So, classic, clean, pure. That's how I describe the Cadillac Escalade. It has changed a little bit this year. You do have a few finer lines to it, but you know what? It's still the same Cadillac Escalade that you've seen for the past few years. And I don't know. I dig it. It's not as flashy as others in this segment, but you know what? It screams Escalade, and I am all about that. We also have an air suspension available for a bit of a sportier look if that's what you're into. Um, I think when that thing sits nice and low, oh, it looks sweet, that's for sure. Grill variety. You do have options for your grill on this 2021, which I think has been pretty sorely overlooked. You've had some options in the past, but right now they are looking far superior. We also have a 420 horsepower, which, you know what, this could also go in the cons. You know what I mean? This one barely makes it into my pros list because it does have enough power to get it going. But you know what? It'll always still feel like the Escalade. We'll talk about that later. We also have the single most important feature, I think, in this year's Escalade is the screens. There are tons of them, a bunch of them actually. You've got one on the left of the steering wheel, which can help basically control some driving options. You do have the gauge cluster, which is a screen in of itself that has plenty of features. You also have the traditional infotainment system that is a curved screen, which is very, very unique. Looks beautiful. This infotainment screen. Most vehicles within this segment, they've got this blocky screen that really just looks so outdated. And this model, this 2021. Is beautiful. I hope that they implement the style of the touchscreens pretty much in every vehicle going forward, in my opinion. It'd be great. You also do have a screen within the rear view mirror, which is perfect. As you're looking through the traditional rear view mirror in this vehicle, basically all you see are headrests. You can't really see anything out that back window. So they've implemented a screen within the mirror that actually connects to a camera off the rear, and it will show you a great view, making things a lot safer for you. So highly, highly love the pros for the screens on this vehicle. So next up, let's talk about night vision. There is a night vision option that connects to a camera out the front of the vehicle that will definitely make it a lot easier to see during those rare occasions when you're on those nighttime roads, maybe avoiding deer or other animals. It is definitely going to help you out in those situations. If you like to go camping, you're off in the backwoods, the night vision is actually pretty amazing. Let's see here. What else should we talk about? You do also have quite a few hard buttons, especially for the climate control, which I'm a huge fan of hard buttons in general. Obviously, with the infotainment system being as amazing as it is, I'm going to let that slide a little bit. But you do have hard buttons for basically controlling your temperature of the vehicle, which I think is important. It's less fumbling around. It's less to scroll through on a screen. So also, you do have a nice balance between wood and high-quality leather. I happen to be a wood fan. I know a lot of you aren't, but for me, that's a pro, and I think it's pretty seamless as far as the integration between the two styles itself. Fold flat rear seats give you tons of cargo room. A ton of it. It's amazing. Also, these rear folding seats can be controlled from the front seat. So you'll have a button up front that can actually make these seats fold flat. So you won't have to get out of the car if you don't have to. Pretty simple, right? You do have 7,500 pounds of towing in this vehicle, so you can really basically hook up anything to it. But that's why you get the Escalade in the first place, right? 36 speaker sound system with enhanced conversation. You also have headrest speakers for individual volumes. So obviously, Escalade's known for their audio quality. Steps it up a bit. Speakers everywhere, as well as that headset, which the individual volume I think is important with this. That's where you're obviously going to get a lot of your control within, say, the passenger seat compared to the driver's seat. So the passenger can, in fact, control the volume that they experience while driving. So maybe if they want, a little quieter time, or maybe want to take a nap on those long hauls, you can get that done without, basically telling the driver that you would prefer not to listen to any music, which is good. Let's see, what else do we have? There is a refrigerator in the center console. I mean, why not? Everybody needs a refrigerator, especially in a vehicle this big. You're probably going to be taking this on longer trips. So a little small center console refrigerator helps keep those few things nice and chilled for you. You also have an upright wireless charger in the center console, which I am a huge fan of. I do not like the flat wireless charging for a few reasons. One, if you take a hard turn or something like that, they can go sliding around. I know they've got some rubber touch to most of them, but it still happens on occasion. Also, I think for safety, yes, we should have more self-control. But you put your phone down in that wireless charger flat, and all of a sudden you see it go bright with a new text message or something like that. It's hard not to look. So I like having that sort of vertical feel. Kind of hides the screen a little bit better for you more consistently. Makes it easier to avoid the pitfalls of dangerous driving. So second row captain's chairs are also a huge plus for me, in my opinion. Basically, it's a two-touch system where it folds up and out of the way. Plenty of room to get in the door if you want to go to that third row. So pretty sweet the way they work. Also, easy one-handed fold back. Nothing too complicated about it. So easy a kid could do it, which is important in my opinion, because not every parent wants to go to the back every time and unfold a seat or fold it back up, So the kid being able to pull that off by themselves is a big deal. So that covers most of the pros of the vehicle. Obviously, you'll probably find some more, but for me, these are the things that stood out. Oh, wait, one last thing. You do have it available in diesel. So for the diesel heads out there, you can probably find a bit better gas mileage that way, as well as if diesel's available in your area. You've got the pros and cons of that in and of itself. Cons, let's talk about it. Handling, it's still a 6,000-pound beast. Don't forget that. Even with the 420 horsepower, it's not going to be quick. It's not really going to be sporty. There's just no way to get around that with this big of a vehicle. Plenty of driving modes to the Cadillac Escalade, but you know what? They're mostly useless due to the size. You're not going to get a sportier feel. I mean, it's just not going to happen. Let's be honest, really. So it's not really going to matter what those driving modes are, in my opinion. So it's kind of just sort of an extraneous extra feature that's not necessary. There is one issue I have with the infotainment screen. It's the picture quality seems a bit outdated, in my opinion. It I don't know. Everything else about this infotainment system is top notch, superior quality, but just the picture in it is kind of ridiculous. And you'll notice that when you're doing 360 and things like that. It definitely needs to come of age. Cost, of course, you're going to be spending basically 100 grand or more on this vehicle. But I mean, let's be honest, if you're looking for an Escalade, you're probably not too worried about cost. But still, it's an expensive vehicle. And it can be argued that there are a few others within this segment where you get better bang for your buck. There are some plastic components that look a little cheap in the front end here. You do have a steering wheel gear level and turn signals, etc. That just has this weird, almost just matte black plastic that just doesn't seem to fit with the overall superior quality of everything else in the vehicle. So keep that in mind. It's also, drive noise is a little noisy for $100,000 cars. So you're definitely going to hear road noises. Whether or not that's an issue for you, that's a personal taste. For me, when I'm driving in something big and bulky like this and that has, as much weight to it, it's not as big of an issue for me, but it's also got that super smooth, sit back, relax, go for a long cruise kind of a feel to it. So you got to find that balancing act a little bit. Also, let's be honest, the exterior is not for everyone. I like it, but it can be a little generic compared to other vehicles within the segment. So that's a personal taste thing as well. I don't know. Do you like sort of that flat, very little molding, just clean look? Looks like, the somebody protecting the president will be coming out of it at any point with a earbud in their ears. I like that look. It looks clean to me, but some people, they want a little more flash to their vehicle. So that's it for the 2021 Cadillac Escalade pros and cons. Let me know what you think down below.